This is a story of how COVID-19 made me millions of dollars online and ultimately saved my life of ever having to work a single 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. Let me explain how this is even possible. So if you're new to the channel, everyone, my name is Trevor Zheng, and it is my mission to help 100 people build a profitable and semi-passive high-ticket e-commerce business. I make these videos because I generally want to help people, build, because I failed multiple businesses, over 5 business models, and ultimately this is the same business that completely changed my life. So if you're new to the channel, welcome you here. But inside this video, let's talk about how COVID made me millions of dollars online. So let's take a step back into March 2020, where COVID-19 was the thing. So I was a junior in high school. There was a lockdown. It was March 2020. There's this new virus that people were talking about, and then eventually the schools were locked down and we had to go back home. And there's this 2-week time period I remember that I started researching e-commerce, dropshipping, because I've heard of dropshipping before. It's not like a brand new business model or something I've never heard of before. I was 17 at the time, and I used my parents' information to set up a business entity. So I set up a sole proprietorship, now an LLC, so no LLC. Next, after I set up the business back in April 2020, I was making $500 to $1,000 a week selling on Facebook Marketplace and also doing eBay dropshipping. I was dropshipping and then doing retail arbitrage, which, if you don't know what retail arbitrage is essentially you list an item from Amazon on Facebook Marketplace. So let's say you want to sell a TV remote, and a TV remote costs you $10 on Amazon. You would list it for $20, $30, or even more on Facebook Marketplace. Usually the markup is like 2 to 3 times depending on the price point, but usually I do like 40% for higher ticket items, because I actually sell higher ticket items on Facebook Marketplace, which eventually led me to go into high ticket e-commerce. So I was doing retail arbitrage on Facebook Marketplace. I was doing dropshipping on eBay. Then soon later after that, I returned to online school. So during that time period, I was just really learning and taking all my time to try to build a business that, maybe I didn't really have to work or go to college after that. That was my game plan, because up until March 2020, I thought the next step in life was to get a business degree and then to start a business. And quite thankfully, I'm so glad that I did not go down that route, because if I went down that route, I don't know where I would be today. A business degree would have taught me nothing. Running the actual business taught me more skills than whatever professors could teach from a textbook. Because if they're teaching business, how to run a business, then they don't have a successful business themselves, because they're working on 9 to 5 by becoming a professor. So you can't really learn from a professor, because they're essentially an employee. You want to learn from business owners, and that's essentially the main thing that I learned during this time period. Is you want to learn from people that actually have results and actually done what you want to achieve. In this next time period, from April to May 2021, a lot of things happened, but I'll quickly summarize it. I worked on the same Facebook Marketplace business. As soon as I turned 18, which was January 2021, I turned 18, I set up my LLC, I closed out the sole proprietorship, and then transferred over to everything in my own name. I worked on the same Facebook Marketplace business. And at this time, things were absolutely crazy. If you ran the same business that I did during this time period, you would know how crazy it was. Everyone, I'm literally speaking fact, everyone was making crazy amount of profit. And my biggest month, I believe, was September or November, was $40,000 in profit. I believe it was 50% margin, so it was $80K rev. But I met a lot of people along the way. The main thing is I met a few good people that are absolutely killing it with the same business model, that later kind of branched into Shopify, and the people that I were talking to, they were also doing really well in Shopify. So I really didn't look into Shopify until late 2021 when I looked into high ticket. Before that though, I did do a few Shopify stores. I had a toothpaste store. I did a LED lamp store. those were my two low ticket stores that I remember. I also did like a Google Ads store before this time period, but the thing was that I didn't really get that much results. The Google Ads store did decently well. I sold the store later down the line, but to go all in on high ticket dropshipping, but it didn't really make me too much money. So Facebook Marketplace was the main thing. Like, it was making crazy amounts of money, and I was scaling out the operations. How the business model works is really just retail arbitrage. You list an item from Amazon onto your Facebook Marketplace. You would do your optimizations. You would do title, your description, SEO, optimize it. You would get a unique image, ideally one from the customer. You do all that stuff. I even also bought like some physical inventory from Amazon or Walmart. Those were my main suppliers, and also eBay. Bought them in my house, took unique pictures with them because they're not that expensive, and then if I need to sell the inventory, I would just slap the label and ship it out to the customer. And that was my like winning formula. Like, it worked so well. Some of my winning products when I was doing Facebook Marketplace dropshipping was portable air conditioners, which, if you know anything about Marcus, that was also his winning product for low ticket dropshipping. So air conditioners, one of my best sellers. I also sold lounge chairs, or aka patio chairs. Some of my other best sellers were like air fryers or just like deep fryers. So those were my like three winning products that I could remember. Along the way, it was like stupidly easy to make money. Like Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Shops, that was the good old days. I would still be doing it if it printed me like 40K, even 20K a month profit. But the business model soon ended, and you'll find out why. So in late 2021, I eventually found out about high ticket dropshipping from a podcast, and I started doing that business model. I bought a course. I started running the business, and ultimately, like, I didn't really get that much results in the beginning. I would blame that on my mentors at the time. They really didn't. The main thing I wish my mentors told me when I first started in 2021 is like, don't do the furniture industry, and they just never told me that. So I really regret. Like, I wish that was a turning point for me. It's just like the mentors telling me like, don't do furniture, it's a horrible industry. But it is what it is. Late 2021, found out about high tech dropshipping, and also I started doing that on the side. And early 2023, I stopped doing Facebook Marketplace dropshipping. The reason is when I stopped doing Facebook Marketplace dropshipping, my biggest month was 40K a month in profit, all the way down to like 5K or less profit per month. It was getting less and less every single month, and I had employees, I had VAs, and then like working on this business model really didn't teach me anything. Like, yes, it told me how to scale the business operations, because with Facebook Marketplace, how you scale the business is you get more accounts. I literally bought like 4 Mac Minis and 4 MacBooks, and then like I set up all those remote servers for my VAs to connect to. So I still have those. Like, I literally have 3 Mac Minis on the left side of me like right now, and then I have 4 more MacBooks over to my right hand side. I was like running huge operation with Facebook Marketplace dropshipping, but ultimately the Facebook algorithm changed. I was getting less and less sales over time, and I ultimately closed it. And I wish I never started this business, because it did make me a lot of money, but also didn't get me that far in like these 2 years of 2021 to 2023, because I didn't learn much skills except hiring and like team building. It really didn't teach me marketing, because you just list products on Facebook Marketplace and you just kind of keep spamming it out. But after all of that profit, like, I didn't have a business that was sellable. That was the main thing. Like, after I had to close the business, I didn't have anything that was sellable. Like, nobody would buy Facebook Marketplace dropshipping business because it's so algorithm based, and that's the thing with like traditional dropshipping. You're relying on TikTok, you're relying on Facebook, and it's not a business model that you can sustain for years and years. With high ticket dropshipping, however, the same time I started high ticket dropshipping, that 2021 store I still have to this day. So Facebook algorithm change, I went all in on high ticket dropshipping. Fast forward to 2021, met amazing people, built a community, and fast forward, I did 700 to 800K with eBay, 1.5 million with Facebook Marketplace, and a lot of stores over the years. The ones I own, over 2 million myself, and then partnered up with Marcus, and combined we did $6 million in sales to date. So high ticket dropshipping, is a business model that I would start if I had to completely start from scratch. And that's really the story of how COVID made me millions, and I'm very grateful of this opportunity that, just obviously it was not expected, but ultimately it got me further than what I expected to be, because otherwise I would be, like I said, at college, still in college at this point, and doing a business degree and not knowing where to go in life. So what should you take away from this? It is that if opportunity presents itself, you should take full advantage of it and never look back. I ended up going to college for actually 2 months for software engineering, and at that time, like, Facebook Marketplace was kind of slowing down, but also high ticket was picking up. So I ended up just quitting college after 2 months of software engineering and just going all in. Wasted like $4,000 in tuition, but it is what it is. High ticket dropshipping is the business model to start in 2024, 2025, and beyond, because it's very logical. I truly believe, like, if I were in a bad situation, if I can just cook up a high ticket dropshipping store, I would be in a pretty good position in the next 6 months. So with that being said, if you want to work with my team and I to build your own high ticket dropshipping store to 10K a month profit, then there's a link down below to apply. As always, I hope you guys took away value from this video. Drop a comment if you have any questions, and until next time.